now to Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen, stars of the new film Long Shot. Charlize plays the U.S. Secretary of State with her sights set on the Oval Office, and Seth plays a journalist hired to be a key member of her team. Take a look.
I need some writers to punch up my speeches. I read your work and I really like it.
Wow.
You mentioned you were between jobs, so it's a really good fit.
It's so nice of you to think of me at all, honestly, with everything going on in your head.
I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Charlize and Seth, good morning. That was the morning show approved clip right there.
It's hard to find a clip of this movie that you can show at 8:20 in the morning.
I know, and I'm not surprised at you, Seth, because we've seen you in these settings before, but Charlize, this is a little body for you.
Little did you know.
Body.
Inside of you.
I know. I hit my 40s and just became free. Reckless.
Let's go. So Seth didn't have to talk you into it?
No. Oh my God, no. No, I've always been a huge fan. Stop.
It'd be funny if, you did this under duress.
Well, that would speak to your powers of persuasion.
No, not at all. I would never. I have no powers of persuasion.
It's his body of work.
My body, yeah.
Your body.
My body.
Your body.
Yeah.
Well, so Seth, I hope I read this right. This project was with you, and you brought it to Charlize, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
I'm going to pick my leading lady, and it's going to be Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
say that?
That is what I said of anyone. I threw a dart at a board. No, it was.
I feel like many people would pick her.
I mean, who would? It wasn't. I hoped it was a mutual picking of one another. I think it was not as
we did
like that. But I'm a huge fan of hers, and I thought she would be great for the film, and I also thought she could help make it better. And over the last around 5 years, we've been working on it together, developing it and trying to turn it into something that we would both be really proud of and happy to wake up early and come and talk about. And we are. So thank God.
We were just talking about the romantic comedy and sort of the loss of the great romantic comedy. It obviously completely hinges on the chemistry.
Yes.
When you guys first met to talk about it, did you know right away, okay, we're going to click, this is going to work?
We definitely clicked. We were very like-minded. We wanted to make the same movie. I think all of those things are very important as you're developing something, knowing that you're on the same road.
Yeah.
And you're not struggling with outside forces. Like, the creative thing is always a back and forth, but at least we had the exact same taste when it came to what we wanted this to feel like. We both loved a lot of, romantic comedies from the 80s, like movies that we grew up with, and then there's been a lack of them for the last couple of years, like the last decade.
Yeah.
So we know they're hard to make. They're hard to make really good. It's a tall order to get everything just balanced, funny enough, romantic enough. But I felt like with this guy, I was in good hands. I felt like somehow it would work with him.
It kind of has that Harry Met Sally feel in the sense of, not that you're totally unattainable, but kind of unattainable. And here's Seth, who's like you fall in love with, and you see and realize what the qualities are that attracted you. You can't stand. What is he just going to get a big ego and not?
Yes, exactly.
I'm feeling a look coming on.
I think we really wanted to make sure that I actually think if we did our work in the writing, they should seem like a couple that you not only believe would get together, but that you're hoping would get together.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is when you watch the movie, as bizarre as it seems that we would be together, I think it actually seems, again, not only like we would be together, but that we should be together. Mm-hmm. And I think that, is really what we were trying to do. And it doesn't seem like we are nearly as mismatched as you would assume, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It's called The Long Shot. I assume it's sort of the long shot romance. Maybe a long shot bid to be president.
Yes.
Double entendre. Have you ever had a long shot thing where you felt like, this didn't seem like it would work out, but it did? Or can you think of your own personal long shot?
Yeah, for me, for sure, it was leaving home at 16 and, leaving South Africa and not having an idea of what I was going to do or if I was going to ever even be able to do what I thought I would like to do. And when I think back on that now, that was somewhat naive and crazy, but I'm so grateful that it happened. But it could have gone so wrong.
It does seem like, sometimes I think about this, I think, the things I did back then, the risks I took, I would never have the guts now to do them. I'm so glad I was kind of young and dumb and just went for it.
Exactly.
What about you, Seth?
Yeah, I dropped out of high school, and that wasn't that. I was going to fail anyway, so that wasn't that bold a decision. And I moved to LA when I was 16, also, or 17. And I think like there wasn't a long line of like Canadian, Jewy, chubby comedians out there. So I guess I that was kind of a long shot ultimately, but I think it worked. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I did it. Ultimately, yeah, I think take bet on yourself, people.
Yeah.
How's that for a moral?
I like it.
I
You're
hate this angle you
trailblazer.
keep using in the back
What?
of my head because it
Why?
really does. Go to that shot. Go back to the
Wait, which
shot
one do
over
you
my
not like?
shoulder onto her. Yes,
one?
that's perfect. That's great.
Wait a minute, you like that? Oh.
It's nice.
Nobody
That's
would ever
everyone's
notice
dream
that.
angle. Yeah.
on his feet,
I'm looking at you, and it's all I see over there.
We're back after your local news. You're beautiful. Come on.